I like the simpler login screen. I want to see it fully animated. I spend very little time actually seeing it most of the time. Makes me think we know the login screens for Midnight and Last Titan since it's just the logo background. So we will Tally and I will talk about this a lot more in the weekly reset because we have a little segment planned for it. My first impression is that, yeah, it's not what we're used to. It's not what we expect. I mean, login screens like Cataclysm, Wrath, all of them really, they're all so essential to, like, you know, your experience of the game. And sitting on the login screen and listening to all like 15 minutes of the login track, that is like peak wow for me. I think people got a little annoyed with the little Alexstrasza like swooping in every now and then. But I remember she was added because it was originally just that kind of staticky Dragonflight login screen, and there people were like, please more, please can I have some more? So they added Alex kind of like swooping in. It's tough because other games have other kinds of login screens. I almost feel like, I don't want to compare it to Final Fantasy, but I've always enjoyed just like a bit of like logo and really simple screen and bit of music playing in the background. I've liked that in other games. I enjoy that. That doesn't feel very wow to me. But then again, a lot of things that are happening wow, it would feel like a shift. First impressions from the War Within login screen, which in case you haven't seen, might just pull up the login screen. If you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to see it, look away if that's okay. So, right. This is, in theory, the new login screen. So yeah, okay, first thought, yeah, it's a change. It's a huge change from what we're used to. We're used to kind of like, you know, epic, usually like gates, right? There's often a gate. There's usually like some kind of idea of like transition or crossing over or like a gate, entering into a new expansion, a new world, a vista. And this is, you know, a lot more simple, right? Definitely on the simpler side. That's not to say that I don't like it. It's not offensive to me. You know, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't really inspire me either. But that being said, I can see it being like elaborated on. So maybe this is just a starting point. Like maybe this just image of, right, this is Azeroth, right? This is the idea of like kind of the world soul. Like maybe the idea is that this expands, or it's like elaborated on, or who knows, maybe it's going to like explode one day with a patch, and we will like have the full like vision of the world soul, you know, like when we saw it in with like the Xalatath, like the little trailer, we saw this kind of like pulsing, amazing, like hot sun world soul object. Like maybe that's what it's going to be replaced with. Maybe there are going to be some other little like, you know, things encroaching on it. At the minute, it looks like the War Within logo, right? That's just the logo background essentially, which is kind, again, it's kind of cool. I don't mind it. And maybe this is like a branding choice, and maybe this is Blizzard looking to be like, okay, we're doing the World Soul saga, right? We're thinking of this multi, what did they say again? Because we at one point wanted to describe it as like a trilogy, and they're like, no, it's not a trilogy. It is a multi like node story. Okay. Maybe this is just the first chapter of that, and it's going to be, elaborated on. So yes, I could see either like, you know, opening up and finally crumbling. I mean, the cracks suggest something's going to happen to it. Like maybe they're going to go absolutely wild card and like go super dynamic, where on a monthly, weekly basis, it like cracks more and more. You know, and maybe someone's going to notice, or they'll make it really obvious that it's like kind of like pulsating and going to break open. At some point, is it going to turn purple, be possessed by the void? I don't know. So my actually first my first reaction to this isn't like huge dislike. I'm not opposed to it. I'm pretty surprised by it. Again, because our understanding of login screens for the past 20 years has been of like a really just kind of evocative, like vista, like being down at the bottom and looking up at this kind of like huge gate, or yeah, just looking out at things, how we like perceive the world. And this is a lot more abstract. Maybe that's the way they want us to think of it and the way they want us to go. And the idea is that, okay, you've got the login screen, and you get it. You get what it's about. This is the World Soul Saga. This is the war within. The war is like churning in there. It's in there. I can see it, and it's going to come out at some point. And then, you know, we don't hover too much on the login screen. And then instantly we go into the character select screen, which is your warband screen. So again, it's no longer you, the individual hero, it's you and your crew. It's the crew. The crew is here, you know, and this is like about like opening a new chapter in the way that they tell stories and adventures and blah blah blah. I don't know. It does go straight to your warband. So maybe that's like the logic there. Maybe that's the thinking. So yeah, so I don't hate it. I'm not like immediately inspired by it, but I am kind of intrigued because I can imagine all these like possibilities. Like, I don't know. Yeah, so maybe the idea is that we're no longer supposed to be excited about login screens. We kind of, you know, and each one will have a different look for every part of the World Soul Saga. And so we'll know which one we're getting into, but it's all kind of part of the same story. And then we go in and we're instantly faced with our like band of heroes. Maybe. Could be. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think. I know the internet sphere, the WoW sphere has not been like excited. Maybe a dragon will fly in. Yeah, maybe a dragon will swoop in, like crash into it. Like, it looks like the top of a steak and kidney pie. It does look like the top of a pie, like a nice savory pie. I am also hungry. Xanadoodles. Yeah. You know, like maybe Xalatath is just going to pop up with her orbs. Highly doubt it, but yeah, and maybe all three will have roughly the same look and feel. Again, we've seen the branding, we've seen the logos for them, right? We know vaguely what that looks like. I don't know. It's risky. It's different. As long as the music is good. Now, here's the thing. Like, the music is very, very, very important, and we have not had a taste. It feels so late. I don't remember when they released the music for the previous expansions. It felt like, yeah, I guess it was, you know, just a few months beforehand, but I'm really waiting to hear some music. I'm really like waiting to hear it, because that is going to set the tone. And we've heard a little bit in that trailer, which I think is new music. Again, like, I'm itching to hear it, because music for me, you know, I know some people don't have music on at all in the game, which you should go to jail for. Like, I'm sorry, like, you go straight to jail. I totally understand if you're just like chilling, if you're farming, if you're just like doing a grind or whatever, you just put something on, or you're hanging with your friends. Totally get that. But for people who don't like quest or raid without game music, I'm like, ugh, that's crazy. Sopping, get out of my chat. No, I'm kidding. No, but like, it is so interesting, because again, people play the game all differently. Like, you know, it's not PvP if you're not listening to some like thrashcore in the background, right? Like, in my mind, that's how PvP works. It's like, I'm just gonna put some like hardcore metal on and PvP, and that increases my DPS. Sorry, I was just trying to be Tally for a minute there, being mean to my chat. So I love the music, and I really look forward to it. You know, to the point that, I mean, I will always love the like Zuldazar, even though whatever, the pyramid was not great, because like when the music came out for that, the da 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 bum 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 bum, oh my god, that like just totally captured my imagination well before the expansion came out, and I was like, this is amazing. And I didn't play horror through BFA. I hardly touched that area, and it annoyed me every time I went. But yeah, like you go in there and you get the music and the vibe. So I guess what I'm saying is, if this login screen has like absolutely banging music, then I could be into it. I could be down. I don't think they're going to go like super minimal. I don't think it's going to be, because again, you get like other loading game screens, which are just like ambient, you know, like PlayStation login vibes. Like that's not going to happen. They could do that. I don't think they'd go that far. I can see Blizzard putting a slightly more basic image on, but with like absolutely thumping music. Could be. We'll see. Or maybe it's going to be like that, like the login screen for, like, was it Mario 64? Where you can like play with his nose and you can like drag his face around. Like if they basically did that with Xalatath and I could just like, woo, like boop her on the screen, that'd be okay too. I'd be so sad if they did go for a more ambient theme. Wow, some incredible orchestrated themes. The Dragonflight leitmotif was absolutely wonderful. No, yeah, exactly. No, I think Rudan, you're right. Like leitmotif is like, you know, just thinking of like what's the World Souls theme? Like what I'm really excited to hear. Like what's Xalatath's theme? Oh my god.
Oh.
What is Xalatath's theme going to be? And how is it going to like, you know, what's the word? Work together or work against like other character themes. I love that. I love like a good layered theme, right, where you get like both. Yeah, Anduin's theme, exactly. Like so yeah, I don't think they're gonna, I can't really see this being just like ooh, like a little minimal, you know, PlayStation login screen. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be like a real banger. You can quote me on that. It is going to be a real banger. And I cannot wait to hear Xalatath's theme. I can't wait to hear. Of course, it's going to be a medley. It's going to be a medley of all kind of the major character themes. I cannot wait to hear them. Oh my god, like Hallowfall music. What's it gonna be? Even Azj-Kahet, which is like isn't my like I'm not inclined to love Azj-Kahet. Although it's kind of like the way it's leaning into Suramar vibes, like the city. I'm like, okay, I could be on board. So we shall see. I'm looking forward to it.